the optical compressor, or otherwise known as OPTO. So this one works in a slightly different way to some of the other compressors. It uses a light-dependent resistor and a light source to control the compression. So the compressor's input illuminates the light source. The stronger the signal, the brighter the light source is going to shine. And then as that light source shines on the resistor, it then causes the compressor to react. So the brighter the light source, the more the resistor is going to work, and therefore there's going to be more compression. So just due to its nature, it tends to work much slower than some compressors, like especially slower than a VCA or a FET, which we'll get to next. They tend to have very limited controls. You won't really see the attack, release, and ratio on them because, as I said, it depends on the application. It depends what you're putting into it, mainly in its level, to how the compressor is going to react. So the main traits of this compressor will tend to be it's much slower to react and recover. It's non-linear in its actions, and it's much smoother and more natural, and it's often said more musical sounding. One example, if you're putting a very loud signal into it, it will initially react fairly quickly on its release. So say you've got 10 dB of gain reduction. On the first half of it, it's going to release fairly quickly. But on the second half, it's going to trail off much slower. So therefore, as I said, it's not linear, unlike a VCA. So it's much more application dependent. You often use this on vocals or bass, or just generally something that you want to round out the sound a little bit. It can be great for smoothing out sharp transients. The most famous one will be Universal Audio's LA2A. Such a fantastic compressor, and like most optical compressors, it's generally quite forgiving. Another famous one would be in the Avalon channel strip that you'll see in all over the place in lots of different studios. I use it a lot myself, in fact. The 737 is a really great channel strip, and that has an optical compressor, which, as I said, much more forgiving.